Huge news today. Continuing the 6 versus 6 discussion. Chatting chatters, let's dive right into this. Welcome back to another Director's Take. Back in July, we opened a conversation about 6v6 and 5v5, and now we'd like to continue that conversation as well as share a few updates coming in Season 13 and Season 14. Let me just make this size like this so it looks better. Nice. Previously, we talked about the different format changes throughout Overwatch's history, why we switched to 5v5, and where we plan to go from here. Included in those next steps, we said we're looking at running a series of tests to try out different core team composition formats in Overwatch 2. These format tests are all about understanding if we can make the core game even stronger. This is the word, I swear, core, the core gameplay. They've been using this for like the last couple of years in big blog posts, I swear. Every day, millions of players jump into the core 5v5 format, and the last thing we want is to negatively impact that experience. The exciting thing about these tests is the potential to introduce something that could appeal to another group of players, one that might have felt uncertain about the move to 5v5 when Overwatch 2 launched. There's a full stop missing here. Wait, so is it gonna be split is what I'm getting out of this? I'm listening. If you didn't read the previous 6v6 Director's Take blog post, check it out, because now we're going to dive into plans for the 6v6 and format tests mentioned there. Alright, let's see what Blizzard cooked. Upcoming 6v6 tests in Season 14. The team has been exploring our vision and development for these tests, and we're happy to announce we will be running 2 different 6 versus 6 tests in Season 14. So in Season 14, 6v6 will be tested in 2 different instances. The first, launching a week into the season, will look a little different than the standard 2-2-2 role queued from Overwatch. Part of this series of tests is not to only judge our players' appetite for larger team sizes, but for us to explore different ways that we might implement a change without running into the same problems we had previously. Goat. With that in mind, our first test will be a variation of open queue, which we're internally referring to as Min Juan Max 3. Each team of 6 must have at least 1 of each role and no more than 3. Yes, this is what I want. This is what I've been saying. I think the microphone peaked. I have been saying about this, chatting chatters, that I wanted to test this out. At least, I don't know about these numbers, maximum 3, minimum 1, whatever, but having like a minimum of 1 per each role was a huge W that I wanted to see how it's gonna happen. But double bubble. Yeah, we're gonna have 3 and no 1 to 3 maximum. Let's continue. There are a few different combinations here that you'll be able to try, but this opens up many different team compositions that we haven't seen before in Overwatch 2. You'll be able to switch roles on the fly during a match as long as that switch doesn't break the min 1 max 3 limit. Oh my god, I can definitely hear voice chat. Yo, swap off tank, let me tank. We need just 1 tank. Who am I kidding? It's gonna be 3 tanks nonstop. 3 tanks, 2 DPSs, 3 tanks, 1 DPS, 2 supports. I'm calling it. Besides experimenting with a format that could be seen as middle ground to role queue and open queue, this will also give us a look at how Overwatch 2 heroes, abilities, and updates work in a 6v6 environment before we expand to other types of tests. Interesting first test, minimum 1, maximum 3 of each role. I'm saying it, I think that the strongest picks will be 3 tanks, 1 DPS that's very tanky, Mei, or maybe Venture, or maybe Reaper, or whatever, and 2 supports. Probably Juno Brig. We'll see. Okay. The second 6v6 test during Season 14 mid-cycle will be the classic 2-2-2 composition, but will incorporate some new principles we introduced with Overwatch 2, like less CC and hero reworks. The 6v6 tests will have their own card and unranked alongside other modes, and they will not take the place of other types of game modes like seasonal events or quick play hacked. We'll also be implementing a series of balance changes that will apply to these 2 test modes only. The power and survivability of tanks will go down in these 6 versus 6 formats, and we'll be taking a look at whether we need many of the passives that we've added in Overwatch 2. So what I'm getting out of this is that in Season 14, 6v6 will be making a comeback in the form of 2 tests. One at the beginning of the season, in which you're going to have in your team cup a minimum of one hero per goal and a maximum of 3. And a second test in which is going to be the classic 2-2-2 composition that we have right now with goal lock, with maybe some changes here and there. Very important, this does not take away, the tests will be available in unranked alongside other modes. I think that this is speculation of them to like test the waters and see how many players actually engage in these unranked 6 versus 6 game modes, because 6 versus 6 has been chatted a lot about in the community in the last since Overwatch 2's release. But at the end of the day, if this will not get a lot of players and stuff, then maybe 5v5 was the move. Is 6v6 not going to get that much interest. So let's see how this will happen. I don't know. I'm excited about the first week. Second week, yeah, we can try that out a bit. But yeah, let's see. Anyway, continuing. Upcoming game modes in Season 13. We will be hosting 2 5v5 format experiments in Season 13 that are also aimed at testing flexibility within this format, similarly to the 6 vs 6 tests. We're planning a quick play hack coming soon, which we're calling Limit 2. This will be a 5v5 with a maximum number of each role limited to 2. This includes tanks, but they will be tuned to open queue balance, meaning they will have less health. You can freely switch between heroes and goals as long as the new role doesn't already have 2 players. Like the 6 vs 6 limits tests, we're trying to look at how the game in its current state works if players have more freedom with team compositions without making it full open queue. So it's not open queue, it's not role queue, it's soft role queue is what I'm getting out of this. For the Season 13 mid-cycle, we're planning a special game mode currently codenamed Kingmaker. Okay. Like Limit 2, the maximum number of each role is limited to 2. However, the player who is alone in their role gets a bonus. We'll talk about how the mode works in more detail closer to its launch, but like Limit 2, we're exploring more freedom in 5v5 while enabling more types of compositions to succeed. Interesting. I'm calling it. It's just going to be 1 DPS. Stack tank, stack support is just 1 DPS. Unless the bonus thing is going to be huge. I have no idea what they're going to be doing, but I swear, you know what's going to happen if you're going to leave just 1 support? If you're just going to have 1 support, the entire enemy team comp will just go for you non-stop. It's not going to be a fun experience. If they're going to do something very small, very petite, going like, okay, so you do 5+ extra healing because you're the only support, that's going to be a bad experience. So I don't know about from the perspective of the other goals, but the support bonus in Kingmaker, I think, should just be something focused on higher survivability of the solo support. Otherwise, it will feel really bad to play. Really bad to play. You're going to get focused a ton. Imagine playing Ana or Zenyatta. Having solo support Zenyatta. It has to be, they have to nail the bonus parts of this. Quick Play Hacked, Limit 2, and Kingmaker will provide an excellent benchmark and framework for us going into the 6 vs 6 tests. We're looking forward to seeing what statistics we can gather as we dive into these modes alongside with your feedback, which is one of our strongest data points. So TLDR, test the game modes out. More to come closer to Season 14. The upcoming months are going to have a ton of excitement with Quick Play Hacked, Limit 2, and Kingmaker in Season 13, multiple 6v6 tests in Season 14, and maybe another special surprise just around the corner. The team couldn't be more stoked to share these updates with you, and we'll be diving in alongside you. The way that we take Overwatch to the next level is by centering all of you at the heart of what we create, and the directions... Wait, I skipped something, my bad. Oopsie, sorry, rewind. A world with 5v5 and 6v6. As we mentioned in our previous piece, we'll be watching the reception and results of these tests closely. Another sentiment from that piece that I would like to reiterate here is that the Overwatch team wants to make the game that you want to play. So, what does that mean for the future based on these experiments? In the world where a surge of players join this mode and continuously play it, then we have the signal we need to do more with it. I think what that more Yeah. I think what that more is depends on the level of excitement. Is there a world where both 5v5 and 6v6 exists permanently in Overwatch 2? If you had asked me a few months ago, I would have said no. As we've discussed Overwatch 2's future in light of making the game that our players want to play, we know our players can want more than one experience, and it would be something we'd need to consider moving forward. So what I'm getting out of this is that 5v5 is probably going to be here to stay, while 6v6, in case there's interest for it, they're gonna keep exploring these options. So just try to play these game modes as much as possible. They'll consider how popular it is, and I think that they're gonna reach that point at which if everybody stops playing 5v5 all of a sudden and starts playing 6v6, probably just gonna be focusing on 6v6. But I don't think so. This is what I'm getting out of this. Imagine how weird rank would be. But yeah, Overwatch 5v5 or 6v6. More to come closer to Season 14. The upcoming months are going to have a ton of excitement with Quick Play Hack to Limit 2 and Kingmaker in Season 13, which is the season that we are in currently, multiple 6v6 tests in Season 14, and maybe another special surprise just around the corner. What is the special surprise? The team couldn't be more stoked to share these updates with you, and we'll be diving in alongside you. The way that we take Overwatch to the next level is by centering all of you at the heart of what we create and the directions we take together. Your feedback and collaboration with our team will always be an essential part of Overwatch's development. Stay tuned for more news and announcements in the weeks to come, and we'll have more information to share on the 6v6 tests in Season 14 and Quick Play Hacked events closer to the launches. Oh wow, this is loud. Let's make a great game. Okay, so we kind of like gave the TLDR to this throughout the blog post. 6v6 will be kind of like tested in Season 14 with 2 experiments, see how popular it is. And it's not going to be, you're going to have minimum of 1 goal, maximum of 3, or you're just going to have the classic 2-2 compositions. And also going to be getting some like quick play hacked, limit 1, limit 2 stuff. Interesting game modes, but they're going to be split from the rank queues. It's going to be separate game modes to see how it's gonna go, to see how it's gonna go. So please let me know in the comments what do you think about this blog post. Until next time, I will 7 out.